Aloha, welcome. My name is Laura Arlene Alexander, the CEO of Hard Communication Skills Training Company, and I'm excited to share with you today's topic on the 4 disc personality style and which one do you think you most fall into? What tendency and behavior is showing up in your life? This is exciting for me because it was a game changer in my life. Once I gained deeper understanding on the behavior that I was displaying, my strength and my weaknesses, my blind spots, I was better able to find solutions for my challenges and position myself for success because I know deeply who I am now. And these self-assessment that I took was an eye-opener. There was no doubt that what it was expressing was exactly what was showing up in my life. And it was based on how I answered those questions. But it really guided me on my journey to positioning myself in a way that I felt more confident, that I was, positioning myself with my strength instead of my weakness. And then I better knew how to find tools and resources to make up for my shortcoming. So what are the 4 disc personality styles and which one do you believe you fall closer into alignment with? Well, there's 4 main personality styles and we align animals, birds, to make it more fun and exciting to help you identify what some of these tendencies and behaviors are showing up in your life. So we got the eagle, we got the parrot, we got the dove, and we got the owl. So take a wild guess. Which animal you think you identify more with? Well, let's give a brief overview of these 4 disc birds so you can have a deeper understanding of what traits that they express and which one is being expressed in your reality. Well, we got the eagle to start with, and they can switch from one spectrum to the other. The eagles are task focused, but they're also more expressive and assertive. So the task focus and a bird styles are the owl and the eagle. The more expressive bird styles are the eagle and the parrot. So you see they can go from one spectrum, left brain dominant, which is more task focused, so they can focus more on that spectrum, or they can be more into their expressive creative side, which is more emotionally intelligent, more self-aware of their emotions and that of others, and express themselves more quickly, which falls into the right quadrant. So as you see, there's that bird style can switch from one part to the one bird to another. There's not just the eagle only, there's traits in others that they also express in their lives. And now you have the parrot. The parrot can either show some expressions of the eagle by being more driven and time focused, or they can express more of their people skills, their right brain dominant, which is more emotionally in tune, more creative, and that spectrum of their behavior can be seen more so, and they can express more of their need to please others and fall into the dove portion. So you see there's degrees and intensities that you can fall and draw these talents and gifts from others that you have access to, other bird style that you have access to. And then you have the dove. The doves are focusing on the people oriented as opposed to the task oriented behavior patterns. They're more right brain, they're more emotionally in tune as opposed to the task focused owls and eagles. So those are some of the differences with the right brain and the left brain dominant of the different personality style, and what would express more behavior from that lens that they experience life through. The right brain being more emotionally tuned, or the left brain being more logical. So that influenced their behavior. And the owl is more task focused, So the lens that they express themselves and they see life through is more focused on getting things done and progression and expansion, as opposed to being more emotionally aware like the dove, and being more people oriented and expressing themselves more and being more in tune with others and working more easily with others. So each one has their gifts and their talents. So now that we talked about the right brain and the left brain expressions and influences, which we'll briefly go over the emotionally in tune individuals that are more aware emotionally are the parrots and the dove. The more task focused bird styles, or more of the owl and the eagle. So those are some major influences that impact the way each one operates. Just like the parrots and the eagle is going to be more fast-paced and more expressive. The dove and the owls is going to be less expressive. They're going to be more moving slower and making decisions and more cautious and taking their time in moving along in their day-to-day tasks, because that's just how they're introvert, move a little bit slower and more careful with the decision making, as opposed to the parrots and the eagles that's fast in making decisions. So it's not one is better than the other. There's just different qualities that each of these different bird styles express, and you can see that express in your own life. So you can see if you're take more time in making decisions and move a little bit slower in getting things done, or if you're quick to make decisions and you're very quick to express yourself, then you can identify which spectrum of the bird styles that you fall closer into. So what are the different needs and strengths of these different bird styles? The eagles are very competitive. They're about expansion and growth. So they're more focused on wanting to win, and they fear losing. So sometimes they can be very sharp and impatient with others because they're wanting to hurry up and get that outcome. So their superpower is that they're very focused on the outcome and getting things done, and very good at multitasking and administration and being able to get a lot of things done at the same time, and being able to focus on multiple things at the same time. So that's a great superpower to have. But their weakness is that they're impatient, and they can be very aggressive in talking to others and not being so emotionally aware of others and how they impacted them with their aggressive tone of voice, their harsh tone of voice, their impatience. So each one have their strength and weakness. So which one do you believe you fall closer into as we go through these? Now the parrots, their superpowers are that they love expressing themselves. So they like inspiring and motivating others and getting them all excited to stay focused or get whatever task that needs to get done. They're very in tune with others' emotions, so they can tell when individuals emotionally are out of balance, and is going to inquire, what's going on? How can I help? But their weaknesses that they struggle with follow through and details, because they're so into that big picture. The detail parts make it difficult for them to stay focused on routine tasks and monotonous. They need change. They like change, and they like a lot of stimulation and a lot of engagement and interaction. So it's great to have that superpower to inspire others, but the weakness that comes along with that is sometimes following through with being excited about many different things and having trouble with time management, as opposed to the eagles that's really time focused. The parrots is more focused on why are we doing this, and how can I stay motivated, and how can I engage and solve problems with others. Now our doves are our peacemakers. They are the harmonizers in the workplace. They love helping people. They are the support team. So you can find a dove in the workplace because they're going to be able to interact and engage with a lot of different individuals because of their right brain people skills. They're very in tune with others' emotions and in tune with others' needs. So they're like peace, and they like calmness in the workplace. So they take the initiative to try and, help others and kind of create harmony in the workplace. So that's a perfect and amazing superpower to have, to be a supporter, to be a team player, to be a harmonizer. And then we have our owls. Our owls are our thinkers. They're very good with research and going in depth with trying to see what's the best solution to the problem and what is most likely to work and what have been tried before. They're really good at going deep into analyzing and figuring out how to get things to work. They need systems to follow. They need to be able to have quality in what they're doing, to have the time to give off do a really good job and give quality in what they do. So their superpower is their quality of work, their ability to have a lot of knowledge and information that what was tried or what's working to implement, to have systems to provide people to operate within. Their weaknesses, their fear of failure, their fear of poor quality and inaccuracy and being criticized. So each one have their strengths and weaknesses, and you can see more closely. Do you feel like you're very competitive and you're eagle and you're all about the outcome, or do you feel like you're more of a parrot and you love inspiring and helping others, and you like change and you like stimulation and you like interaction, engagement with others? Or do you feel like you're more of a dove? You love helping people, you love supporting others, and you like to just have peace and harmony in your work environment. Or maybe you're an owl and you just love to have stability and an environment where you can like thrive because you know what to expect, and you can give quality to what you're delivering, and that you can have something that you could do on over and over again to master. And you want that routine and stability. So each one is needed, and each one has their gifts and talents to share. So once we can identify who we are and why we behave the way we do, then we have more self-awareness. Now we can come from a position of confidence and of deeper awareness and understanding of ourselves and each other, so we can better, navigate our relationships, resolve our conflicts. As we can say, okay, I understand why that person is like that. That's their weakness as an eagle. They're, a little bit impatient. I'm gonna have to be patient with their impatience, and I'm gonna have to speak up, and let them know that their tone is too harsh, to calm down. And then with the parrots, I'm gonna have to focus on keeping up with them with the time and the accuracy. Can you double check that, please? This is a friendly reminder. And then with the doves is to not give them too much and understand that they have a hard time saying no. So don't give too much work with them, and help them with the time management, because they saying yes, 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 and they're not plugging everything into a calendar to be more conscious and aware of what they can and cannot do, and to be able to say no sometimes or delegate. And then we can help out the owls by being patient with them, going a little bit slower, needing to be correct, and helping them out when we can with, letting them know it's okay to make mistakes. It's going to be okay. We can make the necessary adjustment, or helping them out with speeding up the process, and then they just tighten it up and fix whatever errors is left. So each one, we can work together harmoniously and take care of each other and work as a dynamic team once we understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, and learn how to navigate those conflicts and learn each other's stress response. For instance, when the eagles is under stress, they become more of an interrogator. They asking questions to find fault in an assertive or an aggressive way at times. And parrots, when they're under stress, they tend to be more intimidating. They are more verbally abusive and aggressive in their delivery when they're under stress. And the dove They're more of a pull me. They're going to go and gossip and talk to others about, whoa, look what's happening to me, why they treat me, I'm such a good person. And the owls, you can identify them when they're under stress. They're aloof. They're just going to shut down. They're going to have that poker face. They're not showing any emotions. They're not showing any feelings. They're just shutting down. And their ability to be as productive when they're under that shutdown mode is more difficult. So each one has different tendencies, different ways to express themselves, and to be able to identify them when they're under stress. What are their stress cues to identify, so that you know, oh wow, that personality is under stress. Let me communicate with them in this particular way that would help to reduce their stress. So that is what this self-awareness is all about. How can we understand and navigate our relationship through deeper understanding ourselves and of each other? So this is the overview of it, and there's so much more that when you do the self-assessment online, you're better able to know what all of your different strengths are, to align and position yourself with your strength, and find tools for your weaknesses so that it cannot, be a detriment to you. For instance, as a parrot, knowing that I have issues with details and follow through, I've created, I know that I have to triple check and read something over 3 times and sometime more before I send it out. I know that I have to put everything on the calendar and not say, okay, I'll remember, I'm just remember. And use a calendar ritually. So, and that's what the dove have to do as well. Be really good with organization and time management to compensate for these weaknesses. So there's tools and ways to overcome our challenges once we know what they are. And that's what these deeper self-assessment is going to provide for us. We'll get to know what our needs are, what our fears, what our stress response, what our blind spots, our strengths, our weaknesses. So much information about who you are. It like blew my mind. I'm like, wow. I felt like I deeply understood myself in the deepest, profound way, and I was better able to stop that criticizing myself and comparing myself with the other bird styles and seeing faults in who I am, and decide that, oh wow, okay, I got this superpower, let me just use my superpower and figure out solutions for my weaknesses, instead of trying to compare myself with the other bird styles. Say, why I'm not more like an eagle or a dove or an owl, and stop criticizing myself and be more kind to myself. So that's what it provides us with. We're better able to self-regulate and be more confident, because we can position ourselves to work with our strength and use tools to help us, reduce the weaknesses and the consequences of those weak areas within each and every one of us. So I like to end all of my training with a treatment plan. And there's so many different alternative therapies to use. And as a holistic healer, I use these to heal myself, to help me overcome these challenges that I was having with the issues that came up with my unique personality style. So one of the first ones that I like to focus on is intention. Why do we want to change through our behavior? Why do we want to find solutions to improve ourselves? And how can we start learning to love and care for ourselves? Because once we start caring about ourselves and caring for ourselves, then we are a better person to have to offer our unique gifts and superpowers to others. So the one thing that I use in the beginning, and there's so many treatments and alternative therapies that I'm going to help and express and share with you, but one of the first one is, I got a baby picture of the youngest age that I could find, my earliest years, and I used that, and I started to decide to have a loving relationship and be kind to myself. And I started to look at that picture every morning, and I said, I love you and I accept you as you are. And I made a list, and I recommend that you make a list of all of your accomplishment, of all of the gifts superpowers that you're going to be able to have access to if you take this disparate assessment, and make a list of all your strength, all your accomplishment, and repeat it every day and see your greatness and be grateful for your strength. And gratitude is one of the most powerful gifts that we have to give to ourselves, to be grateful for this life that we have, to be grateful for our unique superpowers. And when you have that feeling of gratitude, more things come into your environment and your experiences to be grateful for. So the first thing is to decide to have a loving relationship with yourself. Decide to be kind and loving to yourself, and let go of that inner critical voice. And letting go of that inner critical voice and comparing yourself with others, the best tool that I found that worked for me was having that list of accomplishment, that list of strength, and my superpowers and gifts, and repeat that over and over and over again, and look in the mirror and or think highly of myself. So I give you these beautiful tools, and I hope that you try this out and give yourself a 30-day challenge to have the intentions to be kind and gentle with yourself, let go of the criticism and judgment. And every time those habitual critical voice comes, or the comparison, when you make a mistake, throw in that, well, I'm good at this, and I accomplished this, that, and that. I love and accept me unconditionally in my flaws with it all. I am only human. I am doing my best, and that is good enough. So I'm just grateful to have this time to share with you what has changed my life, and it's what's making me feel good about living and giving my best to others. So I hope that you get the opportunity to get to know yourself, love yourself, accept yourself, and share your gifts and talents with the rest of us. We all need you. We need to know who you are and what gifts that you came forth to express in this world. And I look forward to expressing myself in a way that supports you, encourages you, inspires you. And I hope that you get to, learn more about who you are and be the best versions of yourself for the rest of us. So thank you, and I look forward to sharing another more deep, introspection about these different bird styles and how it's expressing themselves in our lives, and ending with a treatment plan to help you on your journey to shining like the bright star that you are. Thank you, and have an amazing day, and it's been my pleasure to spend it with you.